Hello, my marvellous sausages! Now, I see in the comments quite a lot coming to the end of the season, people asking which engrams do they need to pick up before a season ends and rolls over. So before we go over to season 23, first of all, here we are in the helm. Now, all of these engrams in the helm will stay. So you can see here, I've got these from the war table. Look, these are from Season of Defiance. I've got 99 of them. That's the only amount you can hold. You can't hold any more than 99. But those have been slowly adding up since the season began. That was all the way back with Lightfall. So these do not disappear over the switchover. That also goes for Season of the Deep as well. Look, I've got 99 of them too. God, I'm rubbish at this. I've got so many things patched up in here. It's unbelievable. And of course, Sherlock as well for this season's ritual table. I've got 85 there. So all of these will stay. Just bear in mind that when final shape drops, these will completely disappear too, because we're going to have a they always wipe the slate clean and we have a new set, and we don't really know what's going to be happening next year with these new episodes. But anyway, those will disappear with the final shape, but as when the Season of the Wish starts, they will stay. Now, the ones you really need to spend are any of the vendors here in the tower. If you've got them stored up, make sure you spend them when you've got 24 hours now, really, before the game goes offline. It usually goes off a couple of hours before the reset tomorrow. So these are the ones you really need to be getting rid of. But what should you be actually trying to get with them? Well, I've got a little bit of I suppose recommendations for you, or at least my lowly recommendations anyway. Let's have a look first of all at Zavala and see what we can be doing with him. Now, first of all, of course, you've got, you can just draw the engrams directly from the top there, so you can get a reward there. I've already spent all of mine, but the best thing that you can do if you're after something specific is to do a bit of focusing. So one of the ones I'd recommend would be this in the Legacy gear. It's an old Nightfall weapon, so you have to have earned it before you can actually focus it. It's the Hothead rocket launcher. Now, perks on this I tend to try and go for if I can is the tracking module, because I'm useless at that, and also something like Clown Cartridge as well, which randomly overflows the pipe so you can get a couple of rockets in the pipe there. That's a really handy thing to have. However, that's my preference, but the community most popular roles for this particular rocket launcher is Explosive Light, which means that if you pick up an orb of power, you get an increased blast radius and increased damage, and auto-loading holster is very, very useful too, and also impact casing as well as a volatile launch. The combination of those, that's the most popular role for the Hothead. However, if you don't have one of these and you want to get something that's from this season, a bit more up to date, I could hardly recommend this, the Positive Outlook Precision Frame Auto Rifle. It's void, and you want to get that rolling with something like destabilizing rounds, which is fantastic, particularly with the Hunter and the Aegea Falcon's Hauberk and invisibility. It's utterly brilliant destabilizing rounds. I would heartily recommend that. And also something like Zen Moment as well. Something else you could think of too is this. It's the Strident Whistle Bow. The reason being is that this can roll with incandescent, and solar is going to be pretty important next season because the artifact mods are going to be leaning into solar builds. So if after a bow and a solar bow, this could be a good one to try and get an incandescent roll on. Now with Shaxi Poos, the weapon pool is a little bit smaller, which I actually prefer because it makes it easier to decide. What you really want to go for here, and for me it's no question if you don't have one of these, it's the Riptide Stasis Fusion Rifle Rapid Fire Frame. This is utterly fantastic. It's gotten me out of so many scrapes, you wouldn't believe it. I never leave the tower without it. Now the perks for this, without a doubt, you need Chill Clip because it can freeze and slow. So this works great in so many situations. It stuns unstoppable champions when they shatter, and it'll also stun overload champions as well when they are slowed, and that's the first effect you get from Chill Clip. So it's very, very useful, and it even works in a way on barrier champions because you're slowing them down and stopping them from popping their shields. Although it doesn't actually stun them, it's incredibly useful. Then finally I go for something like Enhanced Coils, so you got a bigger mag, or I'd prefer Liquid Coils to be perfectly honest, because it makes it hit a bit harder. And then finally I'd go for something like Arrowhead Break for stability. Now because I've got my God roll on my Riptide, what I've been focusing is this other one. It's called the Unending Tempest Submachine Gun Stasis Precision Frame, and now people are saying it's very, very good, and Stasis is also going to be reasonably prominent next season as well, and it's got a really good set of perks on it, so you're going to end up with a decent roll really. Now I had 45 engrams, and I'm going to use these to try and get something like Headstone or Target Lock in the 4th column, and then maybe Demolitionist or Enlightened Action, something like that, where dealing damage improves reload speed and handling. Let's have a look how I do. So I focused 12 of the engrams, and it does come at quite a cost to do the focusing as well. So pay attention to your resources so you don't skint yourself out. I ended up with this one, which I'm pretty happy with, this headstone and enlightened action on it as well. And what else did I get? Oh, I wanted arrowhead break there, but never mind. It's still a pretty good roll, but I couldn't afford to focus anymore. So all I did then was turn in the others. Vanilla, I suppose, and I didn't get much else. But there we are. It's legendary shards in it, so that's all still going to be handy until they disappear. And here we are with old Drifty Poos. I haven't played hardly any Gambit this season, hence the dreadful showing on my on my rank rewards there. However, what is recommended here, and I do quite like the look of both of these, and I haven't really tried them out. First of all, the Servant Leader Scout Rifle. So this is rapid fire frame. It's kinetic. Personally, I prefer Randy's throwing knife, but this is a good alternative if you haven't got a good roll of that. I use Randy's throwing knife in PvP, and I do dabble in PvP. But with this one, what you're kind of looking for is kill clip, rapid hit, accurized rounds, and arrowhead break, which would be a great PvP combination. And then the other one people are talking about is this, is the Trinary System Solar Fusion. Now, the most popular roll on this one is a high impact reserves, under pressure, accelerated coils, and arrowhead break. Again, this is primarily a PvP fusion roll. However, if you're looking for a PvE roll on it, something like Demolitionist, Ambitious Assassin, Enhanced Battery, and Arrowhead Break, that will be excellent too. Loads of positive comments about this one, so that might be worth picking up if you're looking for a solar fusion. And then of course we've got Saintly Poos, the final vendor. I haven't done much with trials this season, as you can see. It's dreadful, but of course a great weapon roll sure for this season is the Messenger, and rolling with Head Seeker, Rapid Hit, Ricochet rounds, and Arrowhead Break. Primarily again a PvP weapon because it's from trials, but that would be excellent to pick up. Now there are two other vendors. You've got Finch here on the Throne World and Nimbus on Neptune. These guys will stay as well, because basically the way you can think of it is anything with a fixed reward track, like this one here, or Nimbus's track, or even the seasonal vendors track, they don't change. All the rewards stay the same, whereas in the tower, the vendors there like Zavala, Shax, and Gambit, Chappie, Drifty Poos, yes, their rewards will change. So when the rewards change, those engrams that you earned using that reward track won't be applicable. So that's why I think they reset at the end of every season. So 24 hours to go. I'm recording this at 2 PM in the afternoon on Monday, the 27th of November. So the reset is going to happen on the 28th. So basically 24 hours from now is when all these things are going to disappear. So don't waste all the work that you've done. Pile on in there and focus some of those engrams to get yourself some beauties. Let me know in the comments other weapons that you're going to be planning on getting and the rolls. I love to listen to them and read them all. It's totally fantastic. It all helps me knowledge, doesn't it, eh? Now, don't forget, tomorrow will be reset, so I'll be doing a big reset video about the seasonal upgrades and what we're going to be coming in the Eververse and stuff like that. So keep an eye out for that, and I'll be doing a secrets video on Wednesday because there's bound to be loads of secrets popping out in the new season, and I'm going to be doing lots of other videos as well because we're going to have loads more stuff. So you might see a few notifications flying in from me over the next few days and certainly over the next couple of weeks. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I shall speak to you all again very soon. Sausage hurt.